Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for having me today. My name's Cassidy Patterson, and I'm an internal consultant here at CC Pharmaceuticals. As you all know, we have recently implemented a new training program for our employees. We're really looking on improving job crafting behaviors as well as improving our overall employee engagement. So today in this meeting, I'm going to be going over the results of two different evaluations that we have just gone through that measure the success of this new training program. And I'll also be going over future recommendations based on the results that we'll talk about. The purpose of this pilot test was to see if the new training program improved the job crafting and employee engagement scores in our employees. And so what we did in this process, first, we looked at three different groups of employees, ones that went through the new training, ones that went through existing training, and ones that went through no training at all. And what we wanted to see is if the new training had an effect on the job crafting scores and those different types of behaviors. Additionally, for the second evaluation, we took a look at scores from the pre-training employees, and then we took the same employees and looked at their scores for employee engagement post new training to see if the new training had employed the employees' overall engagement. So let's go on and talk about the results of the findings. So now I'll be going over the evaluation results with you. We'll start with evaluation one. And as I've already mentioned, this evaluation took the three different groups of employees, and we wanted to measure whether job crafting behaviors were improved after the new training program was implemented. There were three different types of job crafting behaviors that were measured, and that would include performance development behaviors, mental development behaviors, and also initiative development behaviors. After we analyzed the data and the scores from all three groups and all three different types of behaviors, we found that the new training program only improved job behaviors in the performance development group. There was no difference found between the new training and the mental development or the initiative development group. So as we can tell, the new training only focused on part of the whole picture for evaluation one. In evaluation two, however, as I mentioned before, we were looking at whether or not the new training was going to improve overall employee engagement with those that went through the new training program. After we went through and analyzed the data for this second set of data, we found that the post-training scores were indeed higher than the pre-training scores, which is good, which means that their overall employee engagement increased. So the new training was found to be successful at employing this improvement engagement. Of course, for you all, that's as senior management, that's what you want. You want your employees to be engaged, because the more engaged they are, the more productive they're going to be, and the more useful employees are going to be, and just overall improvement of the company will happen. So that is a great finding, and I think that's something that everybody here should be very excited about. Finally, I just want to go over some recommendations from the findings and what we need from you, what we've learned, and how we're going to move forward from this initial analysis. So let's just start with what we learned in this process is, of course, new training improves some job crafting behaviors. We already discussed which ones. We also learned that employee engagement increased with new training, which is fantastic, and that's definitely what we want to see. But in this case, the next steps, we definitely need to redesign the training a little bit more. It's fantastic that we had improvement in some aspects of the training. However, from a big picture standpoint and from your all standpoint as senior management, we want to make sure that if we're going to be putting our time and effort into this training program, that every aspect of these job behaviors and employee engagement is going to be increased so we can get the full effect of what we're wanting to see. So we will need to redesign the training so that there is improvement with the other two categories of job crafting behaviors. And then we will also, of course, need to conduct a new analysis. We'll need to make sure once we redesign this training that the new training program will actually improve all aspects of what we are trying to accomplish. So what that means for you all, from what we need from you, we definitely need your patience and support with giving us a little extra time to redevelop the training program and tweak the different job behavior categories. That way we can get better results in the end. As well as your support with finding more employee participants. Between you all helping us and us getting the new training program together, I think we can really see some fantastic improvements here at CC Pharmaceutical. Thank you all very much.